Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to my channel. As promised, after every album or whatever project I do, I am going to do a process to get rid of all my scraps. Now, I have several things that I have to do. Still kind of, you know, part of the mini album, and then the other part is a card for my grandson. And that is where I'm going to be putting my little voice recorder thing. So I got a new punch, and I'm sorry I threw the box away before I realized there was no name brand on this. I got it off Amazon, and it is, what is that? Yeah, six-sided. I don't know. I don't know. Sexton. I don't know. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, I got this, and I have cut out some of those from some of the cardstock, and I had some just little pieces that were wide enough but not huge to be able to do stuff with. So I have that. These are all the little scraps that I had left that I did not use in the actual album. So there's those. These are some longer strips. These are the leftover elements from there, cards, that kind of thing. It looks like there is a few scraps in there too, not supposed to be. So this is just all stuff that didn't get used on the album, so that's there. My longer strips, so it's part of this pile, but I was just kind of trying to see what I had to play with. I am going to make two inserts to slide behind two of the I didn't go through this with on my walkthrough, but I am making two of these, and I've got them kind of on the sides that I really want to cover, and then the insides are just going to be whatever I end up doing with them. But so I have these to make. This is all of the paper. Oh, I do have a strip here. Let's see, we'll put that right here. So I've got some medium-sized strips and some almost 12-inch strips. And then I've got a few more of the 6x6, a few of the 5x7s, 6x6. This is from the 12x12, so that'll be really cool to work in someplace. And then like that. And those are all of the papers that I cut off of, so I want to use them. I also have another set of 6x6, so I've got plenty of papers to do stuff with. And a lot of paper to go through. Now I want to make him kind of a large card, like an 8.5 by 11 size card, so that will be interesting too. So I am going to first make my inserts. I don't want to make them super thick, and I think I am going to possibly, and I'm going to cover up these holes because I don't want to use the holes. I am going to put a you know, a piece like this around it to bind it. I'm not going to make them super thick though. And I might put like one flap in there so that she'll be able to put some nice pictures in there. But I think all I'm going to do on this one is put these on. And they are going to be so stinking cute. See, and then you're gonna, I'm trying to find some different ones, and then you're going to, but look how cute that's going to be. Isn't that going to be cute? Something like that, and then you'll just cut off what you don't use. So I think the covers are all going to be these pieces, and so it's like if you guys want to get, I mean, I have this one and I have my square, and I can get rid of so many papers using these, and they come out so super cute. This says 1.5, but it's actually a 1x1 square, but from this corner diagonally to this corner, it's 1.5 inches, and that's how they measure those. I think this is 2 inches. Yes, from this point to this point, it's 2 inches. Okay, so that covers a good bit of ground. And that's another reason I kind of went for a little bit larger one. I think there's a couple in here where I actually got, oh, I don't know. Can I find it? Where I actually got pictures of the animals, you know, some leftover things. So anyway, all right, guys, I will check back with you. I'm not going to have you watch me do a lot of gluing because that's just boring as all get out. I'm going to do the front of these and I'll be back and we'll go to the next step. All right, hang in there because it's just going to be a second for you. I almost went too far. Well, I guess maybe I almost did. Okay, so this is the finished product. I think it came out really cute. And then you open it up and these had holes in them. So I ran paper through just on the whole part. I just put a strip across here and got these holes and used them to fill them in. So I don't know if you can see that, but I used the exact holes that I did this paper because this had an eye on it and I had no clue what I was going to do with eye. I mean, I guess I could have said I love you or anything, but it doesn't matter. And then I just used brown strip to get those holes because I had already thrown those away. And then I took a 1-inch strip. You can see it here. I took a 1-inch strip. Well, I actually used, you can see it here, a 1-inch strip, scored it halfway, and then just put the two pieces together, folded this over, and glued it down. Okay, so that was it. And I used over half of what I had cut, so I was really happy about that. And so the only other thing I'm doing instead of this really ugly white, I am putting some glue down. I am. I'm putting some glue down. I don't know if I have said anything or not, but my son went home on Monday. Today is Tuesday. Went home Monday from work with a fever. And because he is one of the managers at a McDonald's here in town, and so they all wear masks and hand wash and do all the things they're supposed to do. So we're hoping that it's just a cold, or he does have allergies pretty bad. It was only a 99, and then the highest it got up to was 100.2. 100.2. So he went this morning to the to the hospital. They made an appointment for him, and he drove up, and they did his, oh, what do you call that darn thing? The COVID test. And but now he has to wait 5 days before he finds out. So I guess we're in quarantine for 5 days until he finds out, because he was here all weekend. It was Father's Day. He was here all weekend. So yeah, that's cool, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So, you know, we're just, I think I'm going to put a little funky thing in here, a little cool something, something. Let's see. Let's go explore. That's cute. Oh, I like it on there better. And this poor thing has just about had it, but I refuse to to take it off until I finish this. It has to last me an entire although it was used before I started using it, because I had so many used ones that I'm just trying to really get my money's worth. I think I got my money's worth out of that one, but I refuse to change it until I'm done with this project completely. So you know, we've been texting him. Tomorrow we're going to go take him a little care package, drop it off at the door. Our neighbor is going to go and buy the few things that we're going to that he's asked for us, you know, some soup, and because he still feels terrible, and his thermometer that he had at home is not working, so we're going to get him a thermometer so he can kind of keep up with that. And so yeah, but so they're going to go buy it. They're going to drop it off in our driveway and leave it, and then we're going to grab it, and we're going to grab it and take it on over there to him. Bless his little heart. You know, he's over there by himself. So, you know, it's not any fun. And then the fear. And he has been working so hard to not bring the germs into our house, because he's working and we don't. And so, I mean, he gets home, or he gets to our house, because usually he'll come over almost every day. He takes his shoes off at the door so he doesn't possibly bring in anything from the outside. He comes right in and washes his hands and then sanitizes the sink. You know, so he wears his mask. Anytime he goes into a store, he wears it at work. He's got a box of gloves in his car. I mean, he's been working really hard to not bring it in this house. So God bless him. So anyway, that is where we are with that. So I will keep you guys informed. I might be getting a lot of crafting done out of sheer boredom, because it's pretty bad now. I mean, it was, and now that I'm going to have to quarantine myself. But we figured if we're just going over to his house, dropping off something off onto his front porch, and maybe yelling at him through the door, or, you know, from his yard, he'll open the door and we can talk to him for a minute, and Mama can lay eyes on her sweet little sick baby boy that I can't go and help. That, to me, is the worst. I mean, yes, I don't want to get sick, but I would trade places with him in a heartbeat, because I don't want my baby hurting. You know? I don't know. I know he's 30 years old. But he's, you know, guys, you know how it is if you don't have kids and you do have kids, you'll know how it is. If you do have kids, you know how it is. You do anything for them. So anyway, I didn't mean to be a party pooper. So now I have, let's see, I'm going to pull all these back just so you guys can see what I've got here. And I've decided that I'm actually going to keep this second set for later on to make him something dinosaur-y. So I am going to keep these. So I'm just going to use what I've already pulled out of the book. And if I end up having a 6x6 sheet, but I don't think I even have a 6x6 sheet that I haven't. Maybe this one. I think I'll put that back in the book. Let's see, is that cut from? Oh, it is cut from. Yeah, this. So all of this has been cut and used for something. So we're going to see what we can make out of this stuff, guys. And I still have my little polygons, or I know it's not an octagon because that's 8-sided. So whatever you, I know one of you knows. So leave me a comment. Tell me what these things are called. I suppose I could look it up, but I have you. I know one of you is smart enough to know, or maybe your kid is in geometry right now. It's been many moons since I've had geometry homework to help with, so I don't know. Anywho, okay, I'm just doing a little bit of housekeeping. Now, I think for the card, I'm just going to get some white cardstock. But let's see what I got here. Oh, I pulled out way too many. Okay, so there's 2 white cardstocks. Let me stick these back in there. Because, you know, me and white, it's just not going to happen. Okay. Now, this is the size card I want to make him. And I guess I will need one more. Okay. One more, please. Not 2. Just 1. You get back in there. I save you for something else. Okay, so, let's see. So, these 3 are these 2 are actually going to be glued together, and my voice thing is going to go in here. But what we're going to do, you and I all together, we're going to, let's work on the front first. So I have lots, let's see. Okay, so I have this, and that is going to fit perfectly. So I could take this right along the edge, and I think that's awesome, because I like this to be out in the forefront, because it's so different and textural and everything. So and then I think let's see. Okay, so let's line this up. Line it up. Line it up. Line it up. Oops. Line it, line it, line it up. Boy, that glue is just a grabbing. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there is step number 1. Okay. I don't know if I just want to make this big and chunky in the front. Where is that? Where is, okay, so there's this. I've got the Triceratops, so I think I'm going to cut him out. I'm just going to leave that little black line around there, and we're going to go ahead and use him on the front. I'm glad that I have something that can be a focal point. So I worked in my garden today. I did 4 loads of laundry. I cooked. I make all my own dog cookies. I have a little dog who's pretty sensitive, you know, with food changes and stuff. So I bought a book to make, it makes dog food, dog cookies, dog cakes, dog anything. And I found a few recipes that don't bother him. So I make all of our cookies for them. And so I did that today. Let's see, I could use this one as well. And that could be the front. That could be the front, and then I could just kind of stick that right there. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that. And that's using my bigger hunks on the front so that it's pretty darn cool. All right. So, let's see. Let's cut this, and I'm not leaving any edges, so I'm cutting it exactly the same size. And I need a marker for this one. In fact, we'll flip it over to cut it. Let me go ahead and cut this one. And I will have some kind of binding something or other. I don't know if I'm going to do it on the outside or the inside. I probably will do it, come around the outside and just have a, I don't know what it's going to be yet. It might even be these. That would be cool. Those would make a nice, yes. Okay, ink. There is still an amazing amount of ink down in this thing. And so I am getting my money's worth out of the ink that I've used. And this poor little thing. Let's see. Now that looks right side up to me. I don't know if there is an upside down, right side up, but I got a big old goober on the end of my glue. Okay. Let's line this up. Oh, I did it wrong. Let's line this up. There we go. Yeah. If I would have left it on the other way, I think this would not have been long enough. So, all right. So now we're just going to fit this in and make a mark where we want that part cut. I love using up my scraps. I just checked to make sure that my recording was going on and that I was actually talking to you guys. I mean, I'm actually talking to you guys, but uh-oh. Where am I going here? Here we go. Well, let's see. It is a little funky on me. Let's turn it this way. And that is too short. The only thing with this is it does shift around a little bit. That's too short that way. So this is the only way I can do it. So I have a little bit of a spot over here that is not, but that's okay. We will get that covered up. Not a problem. Okay, and I do need to cut down. So I'm going to flip this over again. And I'm going to cut down. And this is not exactly straight, so I'm going to go ahead. You know what? If I cut it like that, when I flip it over, it's going to be backwards of what I need. Oh my gosh. So, I'm going to see. It is making a mark on there. I don't know if I'll be able to see it once I come over here to cut it, but all right, let's see if I did this properly. Not bad. Not bad. If there's a little bit hanging over, I will take care of that puppy. Me and my scissors will take care of that puppy. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little tutorial I did on the, you know, my Dinosaur Kingdom. It's been a lot of fun. Totally different with all the little games in it and stuff. And so I'm excited for him to get this. Yeah, you know, I don't have any sense that, I mean, it's going to be like the best thing ever, but it's something that later on down the line, look what Nana made you, baby. I'll make him anything he wants. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh, I love that. I love that. I mean, you know, it's for a 4-year-old, so it's bright, it's colorful, it's cool with the feeling, because this is really cool texture. It almost feels leather-like, really, really. So, okay, now, inside. Let's see. So, I don't know. I have a bunch of cards left. Let's see, do I have any more? Well, I have that one. And I have these two. Okay, so let me cut off the rickety edges of this. Okay, so there's another card. So what if I don't know. I don't want to cover up, though, the information. All right. So I have those. Let's see what else I have here. I have some strips. I have a piece of this. There's some more strips. Don't have too many that are going to be long enough. There's one that will go all the way across that I'm going to like. That one. Let's see what else I got here. That doesn't go all the way across. That is about it for long pieces. So that would, I would have, what, that, an inch? Yeah, just about an inch. Let me get that cut. Okay. Ugh. So there's an inch. And then I have the polka dots and the paws. The paws. And that's all of them that I have that are long enough. And then I do have this, which I don't, it's not really part of the paper line, and I don't really like it that much. And this one, I don't know. I was going to try and make a frame, but I don't have, let's see, if I cut this, this is almost 1 3/4. These both are an inch, so I could cut this an inch, but then I still would have 1 inch missing. Well, 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 well. And I have this as well. I think I'm going to use this on the flip side. On the flip side. Okay, so I tell you what I'm going to do. If I do an inch here and an inch here, I possibly might have enough to fill in between. Yeah, okay. So let me cut this down to an inch. How close did I get? Yeah, good. Okay, so let me ink these. I'm doing it off camera because I get all these little tidbits off of this foam, and I'm working with white, so yeah, don't want that. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to re-ink. I was going to try and just use the ink that was in there, but it's getting dry. It's getting pretty dry. So, let's see. Something fun. I am so excited about this next. Well, I'm always excited to start a new project. Always excited to finish a project. And always excited to sit in here and play. Have some fun. You know, if crafting isn't fun, you know, well, then you're probably in a business. I don't know. But I'm going to have to figure out something, how I'm going to sell my stuff, because I'm getting so many finished. Yeah, I'm getting so many finished products. I'm running out of room to, because I store them, I put them in a plastic bag, and you know, make sure that they're taken care of, so that when somebody purchases them, that, you know, it's, so I am going to go ahead and put glue on my paper. And I'm going to go all the way up. And then what on the outside, I'm just going to do a line so that I make sure that I get that outside hooked up. Come on, keep going. Okay. And I'm going to take it up past the edge and let it come down past the edge as well. There. Isn't it lovely? Okay. And then I'll just cut off the ends. Easy peasy. Don't have to do all the cutting and go for as easy as we can. And this will be the outside edge, or the inside edge is where I'm putting the glue. And we're just going to lay it right on the edge. I'm not trying to have a white edge. There we go. Okay, there's that. Now, let's see. Too short? Too short? Too short, too short, too short. Oh yeah, I'll have something. Now that's cute with the little saying. And that could make a nice little pocket. Yeah. I think I'm going to cut this little edge off and leave the black line. But you know, when you're talking about using up your scraps and stuff, guys, the sky's the limit. When I think it's going to be the next one that I will do a project that I think everybody will really enjoy, and so I'm quite excited about it. I've been thinking about it, been trying to make sure that we'll leave that with my little strips, and then I'm going to measure this, mark where I want it to be cut. But you know, like last time I made a nice little frame, shadow box out of a little dollar store frame that I had in my stash. Because, you know, I promised that I would be doing this to get rid of my scraps. Let me ink this. And because I need to do it just as much as anybody else. I mean, I probably, I don't know, about every 2 weeks I'm starting on a new project. And so sometimes 3, it just all depends. Now I'm just going to put glue on the 2 short sides and the bottom long side. And that's going to be my pocket. And I'm wanting to make sure that I've got it, you know, as much pocket as possible. But I do want to make sure that it gets down. Because 4-year-old. 4-year-old. Oh, isn't it lovely? It's perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Love it. In the age of the dinosaur, monster reptiles ruled the earth and the sun ruled them. Being cold-blooded, the dinosaur body temperatures were determined by the temperatures of their surroundings. The warm sun, sand, and the humid wetlands made their bodies heat up. I tell you, I have really learned, or reminded me a lot about, I'm going to go ahead and cut these off, about, let's see, I think I'll go ahead and just, I have just a little bit of white showing, and so I am just going to cut that off on this side, and it's pretty much the same amount all the way across. There we go. And okay. Oh, forgot these little buggers up here. Okay. And then those get tossed. Tiny little ones I'm just tossing at this point. Okay, so now we have a nice pocket. Nice little pocket. And I can put some of these cards. So that's one thing I can do. See, I can put, I don't want to get a bunch in there all the way down, but I could put a bunch of cards in there. And then she can do whatever she wants with them, you know. So now I need to cover all of this up. And it goes back to the same problem, not having anything that's really long enough. Well, now that is long enough. What else do I have? Well, that's basically useless. It's just a... yeah. I'm just tossing that. There's not enough of it to do anything. That's long enough. I have the strip there. Don't need another one of those. This is not long enough, but if I put another strip somewhere, I have this. Pulling all my larger strips out. Oops, I got quite a few of them. So I can see what I can do here. And I have this. And I have this. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, I'm just kind of perusing what I like. And I definitely love this. So I am going to get rid of my hole and cut this. I took a few of those polygonal thingies out of one of these sheets. Okay, so there's that piece. And don't want that. So what else do I like with this? I like the eggs. And that might definitely be big enough to make up a difference. And this is not too bad right here. The whole sheet fits there. What does this do? Okay, so I could... I'm going to glue this down to the pocket because it won't go inside the pocket because it doesn't have any hinges. So it will not go inside the pocket. Now this just does not... How is that? It's not quite straight. Let me see. Okay, that was straight. That was straight. Sorry, guys. But something is definitely off. Maybe it's the other piece that I've already got down. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna fix it where it will. I think that got it. By George, I think she's got it. Yay! And, you know, and then I'm just going to have the spot there. And do I want to do the eggs? Do I want to do the eggs there? I think I will. So, first thing is I'm going to cut it the same height. So we're just going to match it up. bottom and side and cut. No measuring, no pencil marks required. Let's do this the quick and easy way. All right, so now I can go ahead and glue this down. Did I ink? No. All this stinking inking. And another thing that I learned that I do not like, I mean, it's just was added work, is to use white core cardstock. No, no, no. Because not only do you have to do your cardstock inked, I mean, you know, you have to do, well, you don't have to. I prefer to not have the white core of my designer paper. Got a clog to show. But that's a personal preference. Or if you don't have any ink, so you don't do that, what I used to do is a Sharpie. I just took a black Sharpie and ran it along all my edges, because before I had ink, and I wanted my, of course, I remember, guys, I've been doing this for 25 plus years. So, okay, so I am going to put this right here, and I'm going to make a mark where I want that cut, and I'm going to put it back down here and make sure that's going to work, and then I'm going to slide it down and make a mark up here. And that way I can line up both lines where I want to cut. And let's see. Kept the wrong one. Okay, and I'm going to ink it. So that's a perfect place for a nice picture. This is going to be a perfect place for a nice picture. So she can have this. She can, you know, whatever she wants to do with it. She might even throw it away. Who knows? Who knows? No, my daughter's pretty sentimental. She has been staying home and working from home, and my grandson just turned 4, so yeah, he's been a handful. But oh my goodness, sent a video the other day, and it was him dancing. Okay. He was so funny. He was doing moves and oh, if all you could see were my hands, it was funny. But if you could have seen what I was doing in my chair with wheels, well, I was doing that. Yeah, so he has been a saving grace for us. Now I'm just going to do the 3 sides, and then I will come in from the top after I cut it and make sure that I've got it glued down, because some of this is not going to. Okay, and then we're just gonna fit this right in here. Isn't that cool? I love it. Love it. Again, it's bright, it's busy, it's not anything I would normally do. Yeah, not anything I would normally do, but I am having fun making this for him. And yeah, and like I said, guys, you can totally get some little girly bits and make that a princess castle versus, you know, something for... Now this has got Stamping Up, stamps all their paper with their name on it, which is fine because they want you to know that it's Stamping Up, but I'm not all that interested in, I think, this little fella. Too small. Lost. Dinosaurs Rule. He's so cute. Okay, and I'm going to leave the hole in there. I'm just going to glue it all down. Let me ink. And let me tell you, these things are not very thick. The paper they used, it's not, it's very thin, very thin. So, yes, it gave me some more ephemera to put into the book, but totally could have done it without it too. I'm just going to lay that right, actually, in case she wants to put a picture, I am going to rub off and then I pulled that out in case she wants to put a picture. Oh, I'm trying to get this straight. There we go. And now this is raised up, so if you want to put a picture underneath there. Where's my little 4x6? I think I ended up using my 4x6, but anyway, you can see here. I guess I didn't get it quite as much as I wanted, but there. Yeah. So, there you go. Okay, so that is the outside and inside front. And I think I am going to go ahead and put some cards in there. And we'll even put that one in there. Look how cute. Look how cute. Love it. Love it. Okay. Now let's work on the inside. Where I'm gonna want something to write. And let's see. Would I be able to write on there? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to have this piece to write on. I don't know if I'm sticking it right there, but I'm looking at size-wise what all I have. And that's a nice green. Oh my gosh, I love that green. And I'm going to have to... See, there's one of them where I put the holes. I don't know if you can see that. No, let's see. Put the purple there. I got the holes in it. So I'll have to cut that off if I'm going to go and use that. Maybe I'll get both of these the same and put this green strip down, and then maybe I'll use some of these. Yeah, that works. Okay, so I'm going to trim these up, and I'm going to come back to you guys in just a minute and show you how that came out. So I'm just going to cut these down and put them on one side, finish it off with the strip, and then I will use these, or I'll use all of my little strips. but I don't think I'm quite there yet, unless I cut a piece. Well, let me get first part done and I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do. Damn. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay, so I went ahead and I did this. I glued it down right next to my strip, and then I'm going to cut it off so I didn't have to worry about that. I cut a small strip, which was larger than I needed, and I just laid that down, and I'm letting this dry. I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece off. And I don't know what cutting through sandpaper is doing to my scissors. I mean, I haven't done it too many times, but... And then I'm just going to flip this over and cut this. It doesn't look like it's going to be terribly straight, and I'm not exactly sure why. I kind of lost my edge there. There we go. Because everything kind of matched up very nicely, but maybe it'll look different. Maybe I cut it crooked. Cut it uneven. Imagine that. Okay. Oh yeah, no, it looks great. Oh, awesome sauce. So, front of my card, which still needs to get decorated. And then inside of my card. Oh, I love it. She's got all these little pockets here, places for pictures, to write things for me. Yes, I love it. I think I'll take a picture of my husband and I, Steve is his name, and I'll put that in here so that he will have a picture of Nana and Grandpa, because I don't know that he actually has a picture of Nana and Grandpa. And my printer won't print pictures off of Facebook, and I can't figure out why. So anyway, all right, well, now, I mean, I am really gone through quite a bit of my paper. I have still a few of these that I believe I am probably going to use to put this together, and I'm sure there's enough there. They're all kind of the same, but that's okay too. I think there's enough difference that... So, that's how I'm going to put these together. And that will hide this little teeny bit of crack here that doesn't have anything. Yeah. Oh, I am super keynote about this. But you see how you can... I mean... This could just be a page in an album or something, you know. And that's kind of how I have to look at my cards, because I hate making cards. But this is kind of cute, you know. And young kids, give them something to play with. Give them something to play with. I might even stick the rest of my little monsters, my little dinosaurs in here as well, because I could not fit all of them into my into the actual park. There. Isn't that cute? Love it. Love it. All right, guys. Then I don't think I'm going to film the putting in of that, because I don't really know what I'm doing. And yeah. But all I know, you know, is just looking at a card that had one of them in it. They actually had a second bottom piece, and it was basically glued on 3 sides, and the voice recorder sat inside, and then you just have that little arm that comes through that hooks. So as you open this up, it pulls or does something to make it say our voices. So I'm going to have to figure that one out. But I will explain to you what I did, and then I will do this, and we'll be done with that. And then I'm looking at not, oh good, I have a few more of these. Not too much more in the way of scraps. And if I take out things that actually aren't with the paper line, I have a few strips. That's not even in the paper line. That's not even in the paper line. This isn't. I think I can throw that piece away. So I really don't have a ton left over, but I want to decorate. So I will be using the strips, and I think I'm going to kind of frame this in for on the top. But where's the other one? Or did I use the other one? No? Okay, well, I'll find it. I'll find it. Oh, I got a bunch more cards I can stick in there. There it is. So I might get these two pieces, and then I think I'm going to try and do a neat little border with all the rest of my little strips. So I will be using all of these up. I don't know. I probably will stick what's left of the ephemera in those, in a pocket for her as well. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will be back for one more little installment on this so that you can see how I decorated the front with all of these luscious little strips. And that, I think, will use up everything from the paper line. Yay! All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Be back for you in a second. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's get our scraps used up. Boop, 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 boop. I know. I'm sorry. It's a little late here, and I need to go to bed. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye. So you won't get the installment till in the morning, but it'll still feel like a second. Bye. Bye. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do on creating this pocket of mine is put on a piece of just cheap copy paper, real thin copy paper, and I've got this set up the way I want it. So I am going to outline just, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so there's my three pieces, and now I'm going to go back over to my cover, and didn't really leave myself a whole lot of room over here. Okay, let me flip it over, and let's do this in the center, because that's what I want. That's the way I like it. Yeah, okay, so let's do this again. I'm sure y'all can see where I'm going here. But we're going to continue anyway. And again, this part does not have to be perfect. Okay, so now I can put this on my piece here, and I want this to be a little smaller than, you know, this way. And let's see. Let's cut this. Well, let me get these cut. Just bringing you along for the ride, babies. Bringing you along for the ride. Alright, so we got that cut. And slide this in here. And cut this. Okay, so now there is the width of our pocket. And let's cut this. So it's about the same as the space on top, which looks to be about 1/2 inch. All right. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is use my scraps. Now I have the size that I want for all of this. I believe I'm just going to cover everything because I've got a pocket here, so I need that to be covered. This piece here and this piece here really doesn't have to be covered, but I think it's just going to be easier just to cover the whole thing. And I've got plenty of scraps to do it with, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take pieces and fill them in, all right? And I'm not worried about my placement. I've got that in my head. I just needed what size paper I needed to use my scraps on. So basically all I'm going to be doing is gluing all of this onto here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just wanted to show you that this is what I did. I took one big piece and stuck it through the center. Most of this is going to be hidden, but I loved having this coming out of the pocket. And then I just built off of it, okay? And then all we do is flip it over, cut around, and wait for the magic. This is my favorite part because even with all these things hanging out, you can kind of see it's going to be really cool looking till you actually get it cut and flip her over. You don't get to appreciate what you did as much until you see the finished product. So this is always for me the fun part, because you know, you're just randomly grabbing papers. If you put too much thought into it, you're doing it wrong, really, because you just grab. And a lot of times I go for size, and I don't really worry about, you know, which one's where. I'm just trying to find the right size for the location I want. And so all I did was grab papers. Now there was a few things that I strategically located, like this little fella. But for the most part, that is our background paper. And I think it's so cool. And a lot of this can just go back into my scrap pile, which didn't get used up quite enough. So I am going to have to be discerning about that. But for the most part, we have gone through. This goes here, and this goes here. Isn't that adorable? And I can make this a tuck spot or pocket. I think I'll glue this one down solid, and then this will be a pocket. Love it. And let me show you on the card. I think, yeah, I'm going to cut it down just a smidge. I think I'm going to take a little bit off this side. I don't want to cut my dinosaur off. Well, I can take a little bit off this side too. I think I'm just going to trim off just a smidge because I'm not seeing enough of the card from behind it. So I just want to There, I like that better. See, you can see the edges of the card all the way around, and I like that better. Okay, so I just took, oh gosh, 1/8 of an inch off both sides. So, but again, you know, just start off with your pattern that you're wanting to do. Yeah. Okay. So, let's put this one down first. And I didn't ink these. So basically, I'm going to glue these 3 sides, put this down. I'm going to glue the 2 short sides and the bottom. And I'm going to put this down offset off to the side, but still leaving about the same amount of border on our background paper as we do on our paper. Okay, remembering also that this is how I'm going to seal this together. So I want to make sure that I can see my words, because I'm going to, from this point to this point, do a score line. And so I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to read all of my words. So I'm going to leave this guy here because he's the most important. Sometimes it's all in the planning, and sometimes it's just a happy happenstance. And most of the time you find those when you think you've made a mistake, but it's not a mistake. It's just a happy happenstance for something else that will look just as good, if not better. All right. So I want this to be underneath this a little bit. So right about there. I don't want to interfere with my little fella, but I want this to be straight, which it is not right now, which is kind of hard to tell. Oh, I was making it unstraight. It's kind of hard to tell when you don't have any, everything's every which way. Okay, and then, oh, I'm still trying to ink. Now, I did not ink all the little pieces because you're buttoning them up together. So, you're not going to see the white edges because everything was butted up. Alright, so now I'm going to move this so you guys don't get confused. I suppose I probably should put this down, but that's where it's going to go. This is where this is going to go. So I can put this right about here. I think I want it up a little bit. Sorry. Sorry. Does that look straight? It does look straight. To me, anyway. And then this one I'm going to glue all the way down. And I want it up on this page a little bit so that everything's kind of offset. Oops. There we go. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay. Now I have to ink all these edges. And I'm going to make some tags with my scraps to put into this as well. And let's see, did I have, so I got that pocket's taken care of. And I suppose I could make a little pocket here so I can make one more tag. And then I can write on the tag, and there's a nice picture of Grandpapa and Nana. All right, loves. I'll be back in a minute and show you the finish line. Hey guys, I am just trying to finish up the last bit of tags. So that is where I'm at with this. I'm just trying to find things that I like, see, you know, that kind of thing. And I think I'm going to put that there and then just cut this little portion off. See, I'm just going to, this is the front of the tag or the back of the tag, whatever you want. But that's got that little Stampin' Up on it, which I don't like. And then, so I think I'm going to glue this down and have this at the top a little bit. And I'll just cut that corner off, but that covers that Stamping Up doodad. And then I'll cover that with whatever paper I put here, and it'll kind of look like it belongs. And I've been trying to fit these in where I can so that they get used up, but the ones I don't, I'm just going to put into some place for her so she can have a little fun. And basically, I tell you, I literally grab a piece and go with it. If you hem and haw, like, you know, the whole idea is this, is to get it done fast and move on. And I think I just put those on upside down. I mean, to me, there is a right side up and a wrong side for the eggs, but I don't think it really matters. But, and then I think usually I let them dry before I cut them off, which I think I will. But I'm going to put the brown on the top of this, and then that one will be done. Now this one I did. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. And because I think I want to use a few bits from this. I'm getting pretty low on scraps, which is wonderful because that's the whole idea. And most of it is just throwaway now. I did cut some squares. See, like all of this is just way too small now. Way too small for anything I've got left. I don't know about that. So there's one tag, and that cool. It's so cute. I love it. I love it. And it's, you know, it's got it going every which way. It's got this really cool stuff on the top. And that, I believe, is going in here. And I put this little, I left him open. I didn't leave him all the way open, but so I can put a picture in here and going up. I should have left him open quite a bit more. Just glued down his legs and his tail. But that's okay. Did I have him in here? I think I had him in here. Yeah, I think I did. So there's a big one in there. And let's see, what do I have here? That's the one I'm letting dry. This one is done. And again, I just grab stuff. Just, that's one of the ephemera. That's a piece of the paper. This is that barcode stuff. And it's on the back of one of the ephemera pieces. And I'm just going to cut around it because it's just plain white paper. The back has no design. They just have white paper. And that's just kind of boring. So I said, well, I got plenty of scraps. And this is a little more challenging to cut around, but it's going to be very pretty and worth it. And, you know, if you're in a hurry, you don't do all the little important things, I think. You know, you need to, this needs to be your time where you slow down. You try not to set yourself up for being in a hurry when you're crafting. You know, like somebody wants you to make something for them or something, and I say, oh, okay, well, it takes me about a month. You know, you tell them with some buffer, and then if you finish early, that's great. But if you don't, you know, you're not going to set yourself up for, especially when it's a lot different, you picking out the papers and see, you pick out the papers and then you do your design and you will sell it at some point, is a lot less stressful than having a custom order from somebody and them giving you the paper. Well, you know, it might be that the paper is not, it doesn't float your boat, but you've got a commissioned piece, so, you know, you want to make the customer happy. But it's hard working with a paper that you don't like. This is not anything that I would normally work with. And it did, at first I thought, oh, I'm just going to get so bored with working with this, that I just, you know, stay focused and get it done, get it done, get it done. But it's been a lot of fun. Okay, so you have that, which is going to go in one of the pockets, and then the back is just decorative. Great place to put a picture. They're not really covering up a whole bunch, but if they don't use it, it's at least pretty. And this one, I believe I had in here. There we go. Oops, my little fellas are, my little games. My Game Boys. There we go. All right. So, let's see. I keep wanting to pick this little white thing off. It's part of the paper. Let me get these little scraps out of here. After every time I do a project, I clean this off. Can you hear it? It's filthy. It is so filthy. Not even funny. I think I'll use... I was trying to not have to cut. Just grab a piece and stick it in there. But it's just not working out where I'm finding. Usually, you know, you've got so many little bits and pieces of paper that you can usually find something that fits. I can do this top with this. Yeah. And when... I'm going to put a piece of paper onto a very fixed set piece. Just glue onto the major piece instead of trying to figure out where to put glue on the back of this. And then place it down. There we go. And I am going to let that dry for a second. Yeah, I was just sitting here doing this. I said, you know what? I am flipping bored. I am going to get the gals on and chit-chat. I want to do a bit of chit-chatting. Do I want to put that back on there? There we go. I love the words. I love the words. Let's see, I want to kind of get a whole piece on there. So we're just gonna, you know, and at this point, you're not trying to conserve paper. You're just moving on and let's get this. See, this is it. This is what I've got to work with now. So it's great. It's absolutely wonderful that I'm down to just tidbits. Is that long enough? Oh, wow. That's long. That is just long enough. So I am going to actually cut this. I was going to cut this. Okay. Put a mark. Okay. It's easier when doing a tiny piece of paper to run. Put your mark on both sides so you can line it up in your cutter better. If you just put a line on one side and it's just a tiny piece of paper, your cutter, you know, it's not gonna, it's especially a tiny piece of paper, because you don't usually have lines close to your cutting blade that you can line your paper up, your little tiny pieces up with. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I am going to turn my fan on. I'm sitting in here sweating. There we go. There we go. So my son is feeling a bit better. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that. I just love this. And I'm also going to glue on the back of this little piece. I'm going to glue. And then we'll just cut it all out. See how easy that is when you do it that way? Alright, so now this is probably dry enough. Let's look at the magic as soon as I get it all cut. And then once I finish with this project, what I have left, I will throw away, because there's really not much here. I am not fanatical about having to use every little teeny piece up. I did with the last album, with the Magnolia Lane. I had just a little handful of stuff I threw away. Oh, see, now isn't that adorable? I love it. Love it. And that one goes in here as well. Like, cool. I love it. Woo-hoo. Okay. This one should be dry. And first I'm going to take, because this has the stub. I don't remember what I made this for, but it has the stubs. Oops. I do have to cut off that in order for it to work. So my son is feeling better. The neighbors went and picked up a few groceries, and I ran them over to his house. And I stayed 6 feet apart from him, even though as a mama I wanted to go over and hug him, tell him I loved him. Well, I did tell him I loved him. And he still has a 99.9, which I think for the most part, doctors and nurses, you know, that isn't like an alarming temperature. So, but he did have, you know, still a little bit of a fever. Okay, so this one's ready, and this one, I believe, oops, that's the back. This is the front. I was going to stick this one in here. Okay. And then this one, I am going to cut that little corner off. I'm just going to come right down and then go straight. So this will give this guy a little bit of a different look. So you can always change up your tags. Always change up your tags. And I think I will just do that. Isn't that cute? So it's just got a little bit of a... Okay, and this one, I believe I will stick in front here. There we go. And is that it? I thought I had one more I was working on. Right here. One more. So yeah, literally we just, as long as it's straight, I mean, you don't want everything, let's see, you don't want everything cockly-eyed. So, all right, the next project that I'm going to be doing, for those of you that are beginners, or maybe not beginners to mini albums, but you, is that long enough? No. Is that long enough? No. Maybe not beginners to crafting, but maybe for a mini album. Anyway, I am going to start a series. And the series is going to carry you through several different mini albums. So it's going to be, oh gosh, okay. The first mini album we do is going to be with Graphic 45, A Time and a Place. A time and place. A place and time. That's it. I'm sorry. And it is a calendar paper pack. So any calendar paper pack is going to work. Any paper pack is going to work. I'm just going to be I mean, if you want to go step by step with me, then either get the 8x8 or the 12x12, or you could get both if you wanted. And I do have partial set of stickers. The 12x12 sheet of stickers. So if you want to do it step by step with me and just copy it all, then by all means. But no, I don't like that. I want something cute. That's too short. I could use that. But the first one that we're going to do is called A Year in a Glance. Year at a Glance. And we're going to make it January, February, March, April, May. So there'll be a total of 5 pages, and then the inside and outside, front and back covers. Between all of those, that will give you 12 sides. So January will be the inside front cover. And then you'll go through the months, and then December will be the inside back cover. And each month, you will be on one page, and you can just take some highlights from that year. I am making this for myself, because this is basically our first year in our house, and I want to kind of mark down all of the fun things that I've done. Too much green. And you know, and the changes we've been making to the house, let's see. No. Okay. See, and I'm putting way too much thought into it, really. Just grab it and go. I just, you know, sometimes I do fuss over it a little bit, but for the most part, you just grab and go. just grab a piece, put it on. It all comes out. It all comes out really nicely. But anyway, so this series, the first one that we do is going to be very simple, and it's going to go over all of the pieces and parts that you would need to know. Yeah, I think I'll just do this. The pieces and parts that you would need to know in order to make a mini album. So it's not going to be difficult. It's not going to require a whole bunch of you know, supplies and things like that. So I will be putting out a video very shortly, probably right after this one. So if you want to go ahead, if you're not a subscriber, if you're interested in this, hit the subscribe button and then hit that little bell, and it will notify you every time I put a video out, so you won't miss any in the series. And it feeds it automatically into your recommended for you when you open up your you know, when you open up your that thing. Holy Toledo. There we go. When you open up YouTube and you're looking through your recommended for use, it'll pop it up. It also, I think you can also make it send an email to you. Hey, just a reminder, she's put one up. But anyway, so the first one is going to be really straightforward, and just going over the things that you need to know, why we do some of the things we do, and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, guys, I am done, and I'm pulling out all these little ephemera pieces, and the rest of it is going in the garbage. So that, for this entire album, this is my waste. That's it. That's it. Yeah. And I know some people would keep these. I do not. I do not. I'm done. Moving on to the next thing. Now, if it was colors or papers that I normally would work with, I might put a few things aside, small pieces like that. But nah, not dinosaur stuff. I don't. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't do that much dinosaur stuff. My grandson's worth it though. But anyway, so if you are wanting to make a mini album, join me, and I will. And what I did was, in the materials list, when I have a video, and I think I'm going to stub this one as well. When I have, I will make a video and I'll explain what I'm doing, and I will show you, because I basically made a kit. So I am not going to be like pulling boatloads of stuff out to work with. I'm going to have myself a little kit from my scrap. I'm so sorry. From my scrap room, a little kit, and then we're just going to oh, my allergies. And of course, the more I talk, no, I think I'm just going to leave it just like this. This is plenty busy enough, don't you guys think? Okay, now we're just going to seal this along with this. I'm going to go ahead and, well, anyway, I'm sorry. I started to think I'm not gonna do that because I have to re-record it with my husband. But how I'm gonna do this is all 3 sheets. Once I get the little recording thing, I'm gonna put this little recording thing in, and with my husband and I saying that we love him and miss him and can't wait to see him, kind of thing. And this is his big birthday card. So this is the back. I'm not decorating the back. And then I'm just going to line up these 2 points just past the edge. I guess what I'm going to do, that's what I said I was going to do, is I'm going to use a line that I drew, and I'm going to put my points in that line, line it up, and carefully score it. And then it's folded, and then it's going to go, and I'm going to line it right up with the top and glue it down on both sides, and then there'll be a little decorative edge down the back. This is where I'm going to write my note. That's why I'm not decorating it. I'm going to write a nice long note here for him. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to go right down the line and just keep attaching them, and so that will use the rest of those up, I'm pretty sure. I haven't thrown my scraps. I threw my scraps away, but I haven't thrown the garbage away, so if I need another one, there are a couple in there that I could do a couple. Anyway, so I just wanted to invite you all to this little series. The first one's going to be very simple, but interesting. And you know, I personally don't want to make one that's like boring, but I am going to keep it simple, so there'll be flaps and pockets, and not do anything intricate. It's just to get your first album put together. And then after that, you're going to, the next one that I do will feed off the first one. So you learned this set of, and I've kind of written some things down for each one of the albums as I go through to build upon your skills. So the first album will have basic rudimentary skills. This is what you need to know to put a mini album together. The second one will start adding more skills, more ways of putting flips and flaps and pockets and stuff. And the third one will get even more intricate and involved, and that's probably what I'll do, is just 1, 2, and maybe 3, maybe 2. I will see how many people are following me, and if it's not you know, if it's not something that you guys are digging, then I'll move on to something else. But I remember when I started mini albums, it was not always easy to find somebody that was truly talking to a beginner. And so, you know, that I just thought I would do that, and I have a lady that has asked me to do that as well. So, oh, one thing too on my scraps, I did cut some squares of some of the different papers, and I'm keeping them. I do have this little bit, and these are from now, again, I didn't have any from the Magnolia batch. I didn't have any at all to put in here. This was from the organizer that I did in, I believe that was in January that I did that. And most of these are from that. But it's things that I think I might use. So, and now I'm going to put everything away that I have out. And then I get out and I clean this, and I clean everything, and so I start fresh. And so tomorrow will be cleaning, because it's It's almost 1:30 in the morning. No wonder I'm rambling. I'm so sorry, guys. Listen, everybody have a wonderful rest. Well, I don't know when you're watching this, but I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope you, I would be honored if you subscribe. Please tell your friends about this if you know somebody that wants to start doing some mini albums. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I think I'm fun. I think I am slightly entertaining, especially when it's 1:30 in the morning. All right, guys. I love you all. And stay healthy, stay safe, and keep on crafting. Make something you love. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.